Hello, ladies. So yeah, as requested, which was a great idea, I'm just going to do like a little 10-minute stretch class with you to follow, because I know you've all been working really hard at the strength training stuff and all your walking and everything like that. So yeah, no doubt your muscles will be feeling a little bit tight, a little bit tense, a little bit sore. So 2 or 3 times a week, if you've got it, just for 10 minutes to add this in, just to do nice things to those muscles, and just a bit of relaxation as well is going to help with your progress. Doggo's woken up, so she's going to join in too. But if you just come onto hands and knees, start on hands and knees, we're just going to start with a little cat-cow pose, just to stretch out the back muscles, the spine, lower back. It's a really nice one. So we're just going to bring the spine up to the ceiling like a cat stretching. Imagine like a piece of string is pulling at your spine towards the ceiling, really round that back up before dipping it back down, coming through your chest and bringing your chest up towards the sky. And coming back in, just a bit of spine mobilisation. Biscuit is joining in right on cue. Hello, Puppo. And through again. Really try and move all of those vertebrae. Get them rounded up. Tucking the tailbone under as you come into this part. And then stretching away again, bringing your chest through, heart towards the sky. One more time, tucking under, big round up, even further if you can, drop the head down. And coming through. We're going to come into child's pose, so just open out through the knees a little bit, sitting your bottom back onto your heels, stretching your arms out in front. This is quite an active, I want this to do an active child's pose, so really stretch the arms out. You'll feel a nice stretch through your lat muscles here, lower back as well, tuck that tailbone under, nice stretch through the spine. You might feel a little bit on the inner thighs as well, where you've got your knees apart. Just hold there. So with stretching, we want to hold for at least 20 to 30 seconds for to allow the muscles to relax off and to allow the ligaments to relax off. So you need to hold it a lot longer than what you actually think, but it gives you a chance to relax into it. Take some deep breaths while you're there. Good work. We're going to lie down on our front. And we're just going to stretch out the lower back and the spine, hands at shoulder height. This is going to stretch off the abs as well. We're going to lift up. Now you just take this to where you're comfortable. It's more about lengthening away rather than trying to round up through the spine. So just lifting up, try and keep the hip bones on the floor, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, and just lengthening away through the spine. Try and relax your bottom muscles, try and relax your leg muscles. When you are stretching, you want to try and relax into those muscles. Almost think about breathing into the area that you're stretching. So we're not holding any tension, we're relaxing into it. And again, after that one, it's quite nice to come back into child's pose. Just release off that lower back again. Just hold that there for a few seconds. Breathe into your lower back, really release those muscles off. Nice, deep, relaxing breaths. And again, coming down onto our front. This time we're just going to stretch off our quad muscles. I hope I'm still fitting in the camera there. So you're just going to bring one heel up to your bottom, grabbing hold of your toes or your ankle where you can reach to with your hands. And you're going to think about pressing your hip bones down into the floor just to extend that stretch. So you should feel this in your quad muscle, the front of your thigh. You might get cramp in your foot like I do sometimes. Just dig your hip bones down into the floor. Keep your knees together. That digging motion down into the floor just helps to stretch out those quad muscles a little bit more. And again, holding on each side for 20 to 30 seconds. So we're going to hold this here. Breathe into it, nice, slow, relaxing breaths. So relax your upper body. Keep pinning the hip bones down into the floor. One more breath here. Good, let's switch sides. Grab the other foot, bring the heel in towards your bottom. Relax there, relax your upper body, but remembering to pin the hip bones into the floor a little bit. With stretching, you should, after sort of 20 to 30 seconds, you should feel the muscles start to release off a little bit. Now with some stretches, not necessarily this one, but I'll show you some in a minute, like a hamstring stretch, you can then take that stretch further. If you feel it releasing off a little bit, go deeper into that stretch. If you feel your quad just easing off a little bit here, you can just pin your hips into the floor a little bit more. Bring that foot in a little bit more towards your bottom. Just take that knee off the ground a little bit. You should feel that stretch deepen. And again, hold that for another 20 seconds until that starts to release off. Just breathing into it, relaxing into it. Good. Taking that down, we're going to come into a downward dog. A lot of you might have done this in yoga, so hands at your shoulder height, tuck your nose down, come onto your knees here, bring your knees in, tuck your toes under and coming up into that downward dog pose. What we're aiming for is to bring the heels down towards the floor. They might not be anywhere near, it depends on your anatomy and how tight your muscles are. Your chest is coming down towards your thighs. So we're getting a nice stretch all through our lats here, all through our back, all through our calves, especially I feel it there. My hamstrings, you're pushing your bottom up towards the sky, bringing your chest down towards your thighs. With these stretches, we're never pushing too far. It's just gentle, it's just nice and easy. We don't want to make anything hurt too much or feel too uncomfortable. This is meant to be nice and relaxing. Nice deep breaths into that. Fingers are nice and widely spread on the floor, really planting those hands. With each breath, just try and release the heels down towards the floor a little bit more, really breathe into it. One more breath here. Good, coming back down onto your knees again. We're going to go onto our back now and just do some hamstring work and calf work. So lying down flat on your back, knees bent. Just tucking the hips under a little bit in this position. We're going to bring one foot up towards the floor. What we want to do is keep our bottom on the floor, so we're not going to be lifting here. Keeping the bottom and the sit bones in contact with the floor. You can either grab behind your thigh or grab behind your calf, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Not behind your knee because it puts a lot of pressure on the joints, but just in either place. We want to try and keep our leg as straight as possible. So even if you're here, you can only get to here because your hamstrings are quite tight. Would rather have a nice straight leg than to be bringing it in here with the bent leg. The ideal is to get to the straight leg, pushing the heel up towards the ceiling. We're going to pull our toes down towards the face because that helps to give a nice calf stretch as well. And just gently pull that in where is comfortable for you. Relax your upper body, relax your shoulders. We don't hold any tension in this. Again, not lifting the bottom away from the floor. The bottom and the sit bones stay towards the floor. And just gently applying a bit of pressure to the back of that leg and bringing it in. This is one of the stretches where after 20 to 30 seconds you might feel that ease off. If you do, just gently pull it in a little bit more. What you can do with this one, if you sort of struggle to get your hands behind, just grab a belt or a scarf or something. It's quite a yoga based move. This one, pop it over the top of your foot, hold here and just gently pull in that way. Good. We're going to drop that knee onto your that heel onto your opposite knee. We're going to thread the needle, so we're going to take one arm through our legs and one on the outside of the thigh here, and again keeping our hips down on the floor, we're going to gently pull this in. So you should feel a nice stretch through your glute muscle, your bottom muscle here and up into your hamstring as you gently pull in. Just relax into that. If you can, get your elbow and your arm onto the outer thigh. Just give it a gentle shove outwards, nice and softly, just to extend that stretch. Breathe into that. Relax into this one. We've been doing lots of squats, lots of lunges, so glutes might feel a little bit sore, a little bit tight, and this is just a nice one to ease it off. This can also be a nice one if you get a bit of sciatic pain through your glutes down into your hamstrings. This can also help to sometimes ease that off as well. Relaxing and breathing into that. Good, we're going to take that down. I'm going to switch sides. So the other foot, again, the hamstring here and calf stretch. Take behind either your hamstring or your calf. Your heel goes up towards the ceiling, your toes come down towards your face, your hips stay on the floor, gently pulling that in with a nice straight leg. Our upper body's relaxed. If you feel that start to ease off, just a gentle pull in further. Don't ever put yourself in discomfort. These are all gentle stretches. One more breath. We're going to drop that ankle onto the opposite knee again, thread the needle, okay, taking hold of that thigh, gently pulling it in, relaxing into that. If you can, reach your elbow on towards the opposite thigh, just a gentle push outwards to extend that stretch. Nice, relaxing breaths. Just a bit longer here. Good work, releasing that down. We're just going to do another one for the hamstring because I work the strength training. There's a lot of lunges, lots of squats, lots of hamstring work. So we're going to sit nice and tall. One leg comes forward, the other foot we're going to tuck into our thigh. I'll just do it from the front view so that you can see that. I'm a grotty feet, I apologise. Okay, so sitting nice and tall there with one foot tucked in. We're going to lengthen through the spine, sitting up nice and tall. What we're not aiming for from this stretch is to reach down as far as possible with a really rounded back. That's not going to get your hamstring at all, and it's not going to be great on your back. We're going to sit tall. We're going to hinge from the hips and gently lean down to it there with a nice lengthened spine. You won't get half as far down your leg as if you're rounding off your back, but I want you to sit tall and hinge from the hips so that you really start to feel that through your hamstrings. Again, pulling your toes up towards your face. My foot's just off the camera there, sorry, but pulling your toes up towards your face will help to incorporate this calf muscle in as well. Stretch that out. Again, if that hamstring eases off, just sit tall and hinge ever so slightly more into it. Again, we're not rounding through the back, we're not reaching down as far as we can. This isn't about ego, this is about relaxing our muscles. Breathing into the hamstring. Okay, let's switch sides. Tuck that foot into the opposite thigh. Straightening up through the hips there. Just release out the bottom pads if you need to do that. Sitting nice and tall through the spine, hinging from the hips down into that. Pulling your toes up towards your face. Just stretch off the calf there as well. Sitting tall, nice long spine. Couple more breaths here. Again, if it eases off, sit tall, hinge a little bit further into that stretch. Okay, good. We're going to place the soles of our feet together. We're going to stretch out in the thighs. Again, this comes down to anatomy and how your hip bones sit in their sockets. Some people can get their legs right down here. Again, if you're slightly hypermobile, you might get into this position. You might just be like there if you're tight. So yeah, we're just going to cup our toes here to keep the soles of your feet together and just dropping your knees out to the side. If you've got tight adductor muscles here, you know, you'll be feeling that there. If you can, get your elbows onto your thighs, your forearms onto your thighs, just give a gentle push down. But really nice and gently, don't put yourself in any discomfort here. Sitting tall through the spine in this. Relaxing the shoulders. Big inhales. Exhale. As you exhale, go deeper into that stretch. Never pushing too far, just where it's comfortable for you. I'm getting some big cramps from my feet tonight. Here she comes. Love up. Okay, just sit comfortable, cross your legs there. We're just going to do some upper body work as well. Okay, so taking one hand down your spine, going to stretch out our triceps, gently pulling that hand down the spine, sitting nice and tall. Breathe into that, relax into it, not pulling it too far, we're not pulling it across, we're pulling gently down the spine. Relax your shoulders. Good stretch. Good stretch. It's amazing how animals instinctively stretch. Good. Switch sides. Take one hand up, down your spine. Gently pulling that hand down. Relax into that. You should feel a stretch down your tricep there. Okay, release that off. We're going to stretch out the back. Now, the only way I like to cue this that I find works is to imagine like you're hugging a big beach ball. So clasp your hands off here, round off your back. I'm going to do this from the side so you can really see what I'm doing with your back. We're going to really round off the upper back, keeping the shoulders relaxed and down. And yeah, it just looks like I'm hugging a big beach ball. So rounding off through my arms and opening out that back. So you have your scapula, your big shoulder blades in your back here. We want to think about opening those out. Sometimes we get a little bit frozen through our shoulder blades and we don't get much movement, especially if you're doing sort of an office job or working at a desk. So you're going to think about opening out the shoulder blades, pushing out through the spine, rounding that back off. Really quite a hunched position, but it feels quite nice to be opening those vertebrae out like that. Again, breathe into your upper back, breathe into those muscles, really relax those muscles, relax the shoulders down away from your ears, not holding any tension here. Good, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to open out our chest. Again, a really good one if you work at a desk. We can tend to get a bit here when we're working at a desk, get tight chest muscles. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to draw our shoulders back. Clasp your hands behind where you can get to and just lift up wherever you can get to. If it's just here, that's fine. But just think about opening through the chest, really pulling those shoulders back and lifting through the hands. Heart towards the sky. Nice deep breaths. Really relax those muscles. It's a really good one to do if you're spending a few hours at your desk every day. Just to open out through the chest muscles, through the pec muscles in your shoulders. Again, 20 to 30 seconds for all of these. You can then release it and then repeat the stretch if you have the time to do that. Good work, relax there. Last one. Okay, so we're just going to sit cross-legged or however's comfortable for you. Take one hand down to the side. We're going to reach up. We're going to really think about lifting out of the waist, lifting out of the hip, not just sinking down and dropping over. It's a lift and reach over. So it doesn't matter if you're not like getting right towards the opposite wall there. I'd rather you lift out and reach over. So we're stretching out the waist muscles here. We're doing quite a lot of ab work in this program. If you're, you know, getting involved in the ab circuits program, so this is a nice one for your waist and your hips. Feel it all through your lats here as well, up your arm. Just keep lifting out of the hip, keep reaching high. Breathing into that side space. It's amazing how the intention of having a 10-minute stretch class can stretch out into 20 minutes. Again, lifting out of that hip, lifting out of that waist, big reach up and over. So obviously you've got through this whole class now, but if in future, if you're going forward, 20 minutes feels too long, split it into a lower body stretch and an upper body stretch. So just sort of stop halfway through. If you just have 10 minutes in your day and just feel like stretching out your lower body because you've done lots of walking or anything, split the class into two. Good work. Relax down there. I hope that's helpful for you. I hope it makes you feel nice and elongated. Stretch all those muscles out again and relax. It's a lovely one to do in the evening before bed, just to get your body and your mind nice and relaxed. Carry on as you are, ladies. You're doing amazing. Thank you for all your input and for getting so involved.